and psychomotor domain, social, moral, and spiritual areas. All activities is called behavior. So we worship God with a particular goal. We attend the class with objective. We have some emotional attachment towards any other. That is affective domain. That is objective. And we learn many skills. That is objective. So when these objectives are not fulfilled according to the expectation, I have given you the example of a student who committed suicide because of the conflict. Because of the conflict, if you do not resolve the conflict, there will be a problem. There will be a physical and a psychological problem. So, in psychological problems, what happens? Some are the abnormal behavior. Some are psychotic patients and some are non-psychotic patients. Simple forgetting is not psychotic patient. And taking away the pen of or pencil or books of other, not intentionally, others, that is not a psychological problem. So it is rather some kind of what you say psychological problem. It is definite, but it is not that the gravity is not that deep. But in the psychosis, those who are mental problems, their behavior is abnormal. They shout at the top of the voice. They create stories out of nothing, and so on and so forth. These are the symptoms. Anyway, let us not that we should not go to that. So there is a conflict in the organization. There is a conflict. ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ ଦ୍ୱନ୍ଦ୍ୱ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହୁଛେ, to achieve the goal, in which way they have to move, as a result of which the goal will be achieved. In the teaching learning process, various approaches are prescribed, whether a traditional approach or innovative approach will be better for effective teaching learning process. So we have to think of, and there is a conflict in the mind of the teacher, mind of the learner, and the mind of the whole system. So we are changing the system of education very often. According to our NCF 2005, propounded by Jaspal, who was the chairman, already expired, he has prescribed that in every 5 years there should be change in the curriculum. The prevailing curriculum may not be suitable for the learners to acquire the update knowledge and to develop their skills, to increase the economy, increase the productivity, and so on and so forth. That's why, how do we manage the conflict? One way is the stimulation technique. Stimulation, when there is a sense or the external environment, we react accordingly. That is called stimulation. S and R, stimulus and response. So when sweet things are uh, placed before you, naturally you are motivated to take the sweets. If nasty things will be presented, you will withdraw your or close your nose and eyes also. So that is stimulus. Every object in the environment, every object in the phenomena are stimulus. ଉଦ୍ଦୀପନା ଯାହାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହୁଛ. So the technique is conflict stimulus technique. So when such type of conflict arises in the mind of the stakeholders, they are stakeholders. So various techniques to be adopted how to resolve the issue. One teacher says my teaching is not that satisfactory. Another teacher says that my teaching is up to the satisfaction of the learners. They you see the two. So one has the conflict because his teaching is not satisfactory. So in order to remove this conflict, the stimulation technique is needed. What are those? Those are through examples, through audiovisual aids, through digital learning, through other processes. You have to motivate so that there will be no conflict. You should not be harassed, or through conversation, through communication. If he does not have some weak points, there is conflict, so he should consult. Because we never particularly teachers among themselves for effective teaching and to learn anything from their colleagues. This is a very bad thing. We have to discuss. Through discussion also, we also resolve the conflict. It is clear? It is clear or not? Stimulation.
Clear.
Yes.
Clear, clear.
Then conflict resolution structural technique. So, in a systematic way, a structure is a scientific and systematic planning to resolve the conflict. So, one of the conflict avoidance strategy, we have to avoid if there is a conflict, everybody has the conflict. Nobody is free from conflict. Is it right or wrong?
Right,
Don't you
sir.
have conflicts? Don't you have conflicts? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has conflicts, everybody has stress. So everybody, when there is a mind is a very delicate things, there must be conflict. ଦ୍ୱନ୍ଦ୍ୱ ଆସିବ। କୋଉ ଦିଗରେ ଯିବା, କ'ଣ ପାଠ ପଢିବା, କ'ଣ କରିବା, ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ସବୁ କଥା। So ପ୍ରଥମ ହେଲା you have to, when there is a conflict, ମୋ ଦ୍ୱାରା କିଛି ହେଇପାରିବନି। ପିଲାମାନେ ଭାବନ୍ତି ଯେ ମୋ ଦ୍ୱାରା ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ ହେଇପାରିବନି, ସାଇନ୍ସ ହେଇପାରିବନି, ଇଂଲିଶ ହେଇପାରିବନି, ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ଇତ୍ୟାଦି। So that kind of a conflict can be avoided. You should avoid that conflict. The more you avoid the conflict, the more you get rid of the stress. For example, in your house, the parents scold you, and there is a conflict in your mind. What is the wrong with me as a result of why my parents scold me? So don't take it very seriously. Try to avoid the conflict. The moment you avoid the conflict, that is a best technique that you will get rid of conflict and also tension. Is it clear?
Sir, clear.
Then conflict diffusion strategy. So we can diffuse the conflict. Diffusion means you take recourse other activities. Suppose there is a conflict in your mind, take some other activities. Then the particular work assigned to you. As a result of which there will be diffusion. That will go away. The conflict will go away and you will be free from tension. Then third is the containment strategy. That is, you have to seek the help of the other members of the group and they will give the advice what to do, what not to do. So that is called your containment strategy. Then conflict confrontation strategy. Containment strategy is it clear or not? Containment strategy. You have to seek the help or advice of others. I have told you everybody is under stress. And stress regulates your mental health. Remember. So at times what we do, we share our emotions or ideas with other friends when you are in trouble. Yes or no? Yes or no? Hello. When you are in a difficulty or trouble, don't you take the help of others? Hello.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You also take this help of others. They advise you to do certain things. So there is a relaxation. So the life is full of pleasure and pains. The pleasurable life is not, you are not worried for the pleasurable life. When there is a pain comes due to various reasons. Maybe day-to-day events made into marriage, love, and etc. All these things. So you try to consult or try to interact with your friends so that the conflict and you will feel relaxed. Yes or no? Will you feel relaxed when you talk to your problems to your friends? There are
Yes,
two
sir.
categories of friends. One is called clique, other is called group. Clique means that very intimate two or three friends, intimately connected. They share their emotions, difficulties, etc. Always you share your ideas with the cliques, but not in the group, because you think that your shortcomings, difficulty may be disclosed. That is the idea with you all. So these fellows, they do not direct you to do some bad things. So they try to solve your problems. That is your containment strategy. Then confrontation. I have told you life is full of problems. And try to confront the problems. And when you confront the problems, you will overcome the problems. Suppose you have some difficulties or in the organization, in the industry or the teaching learning process.
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
Sir, page number.
Eh?
Page
Anything?
number.
Hello?
Page number, sir.
Anything you want to say?
Sir, page number.
Eh? Hello?
Page number.
Anything? Any question?
Page number, sir.
Eh? Tera?
Page number.
Number, sir. Page number.
79. 79.
Thank you, sir.
79. 79.
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
Confrontation with the conflict. I have told you the behavior is goal directed. You try to achieve the goal. Suppose you want to go to a particular place, there is a river. How can you cross the river? That is a problem for you. So you have to confront the problem. So seek a particular way, will call the boatman, or you ask others what is the depth of water in the river, or what is the alternative way to go to your destination. So these are the problems. These are the problems, and you try to solve the problems through confrontation. A simple example I may cite. Suppose there is a mango tree, and the children are very much interested to pluck the mango from the tree. But there is a fence. The owner of the tree has constructed a fence which cannot be overcome. So what do the students do? The students' desire or objective is to pluck the mango. Hmm. ଆରେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ ଆମ୍ବ ଗଛ ଅଛି, ଆମ୍ବ ତୋଳିବେ, ବା ପିଜୁଳି ଗଛ ପିଜୁଳି ତୋଳିବେ ପିଲାମାନେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଚାରିପଟ ଫେନ୍ସ ଯାଇପାରିବେନି ଡେଇଁକିରି। କଣ କରିବେ? କଣ କରିବେ? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ, have you not come across during your childhood period such type of activities? You have to extend a stick to pluck the mango. ଗୋଟେ ବାଉଁଶ କି ଗୋଟେ ବାଡି ଧରିକି ତୋଳି ପାରିବ। Or you throw stones to get the mango. In the childhood period also, you were very much interested in କଣ habit, କଣ ତମର ସବୁ play, ନାଇଁ? Childhood period is called play age. The parents, they caution you, do not go outside. So what do you do? This is a problem for you. You are interested to go and play with others, but the parents, they control your behavior not to go outside and play. So just you observe whether the parents are sleeping during the daytime or not. When they sleep, you go outside and play with the others. You make sand houses. You make or play many things. Particularly the girl child behaves like a mother, and the boys behaves like a father. Exactly, they imitate their activities. So you should not be afraid of the problem. You should confront to face the problem. It's a challenge for you. The overcoming the challenge is you have to search for an alternative way how to achieve the goal. Okay, the confrontation strategy, is it clear? Hello, am I audible or not?
Audible, sir.
Tell me.
Audible,
Eh?
sir.
Audible. Then stress management. When there is a stress, a simple example I can say, suppose you want to post a letter in the post office. Before dropping the letter in the post box, the normalcy of the mind is shifted and you are under stress. You write the letter, then you go to the post office, then drop the letter in the post office, then you are free from tension or stress. Am I right? Nowadays, you are not writing the letter, but when in the schools, you come across with the teacher, when the teacher asks the questions, also I ask the questions, but you do not respond. You are very much afraid of what the teacher will think of me. You are under stress. You know the answer, but you are under stress. There is no enjoyable environment. You are afraid of the teacher. So once you give the answer, respond to the answer, there will be no stress. ମାନସିକ ଚାପ ବୁଝିହେଲା ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେସ୍ ଅର୍ଥ କ'ଣ ମାନସିକ ଚାପ that stress will be diverted in many ways. When there is a stress, academic stress, you do non-academic activities, spend some time in play, writing, counting the numbers, games, sports, song, and so many activities are there. Also, you visit the spiritual places, temples, and goes to your friend's house to talk some time to relax your mind. So in the management, when there is a stress, the elements or the human resources are afraid of the management. Whether the management will be do any harm or anything. So you have to develop that kind of courage so that you can face the problem. You can overcome the problem. In the school or any educational institutes, there is a stress. I have told you, stress from the beginning. I have told you, stress from the beginning. When you are a child, when you are a school children, when you are a college students, when you have say engaged in various jobs, when you are married. So you see, there are different phases of life, and in every phases of life there is a stress. So you have to manage the stress. That is called stress management. That is called how you will manage the stress. It depends on you. Particularly, in the school perspective, I can say those who are teachers, they have some problems at home. Am I right? Some kind of a difference in opinion with the partners, wife, and children. So he is under stress. If you have a stress and carry the stress to the school, so you will not transact the learning materials effectively. Stress at home, you have to leave the stress at home and go to the school freely and deliver the learning materials to the students effectively. Suppose there is a stress in the some problem in the working place, maybe school or maybe working place or maybe any place. So leave that problem. Huh? How? Manish? How? So that depends on the individual. Stress management, how to manage the stress. A strong personality has the stress management ability. You have heard the name of the Barack Obama? Who is he? Or who was he? Who can say? Barack Obama.
He was the president of America.
Huh? The president of USA, right? Very good. His first statement was, I can do. Nothing can, nothing is difficult for him. So he boldly told that he could do it. When Modi came to the power as the Prime Minister of India, what was his slogan? Yes? Anybody who has remembered? We can do. Obama has told, I can do. Modi has told, we can do. Combinedly. So nothing is impossible in this world. Who has told it? Nothing is impossible in the impossible is a fool's in a fool's dictionary. Impossible is a word which find a place in the fool's dictionary. Who has told this? Have you heard the name of Napoleon Bonaparte? Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yes, sir.
Have you not read the history?
Sir.
Hello. हाँ सो
Yes, sir.
ये जो आम लाइफ लाइन नहीं कि ये जो लाइफ लाइन गोटे अच्छे ए सॉरी फेट लाइन गोटे अच्छे हमर आमे फेट लाइन की देखि कहू तमर भाग्यटा बहुत ऊंचा अछि स्ट्रेट जाई थम मझिरे से कौन कले से फेट लाइन टाकू से काटी देले छुरी रे से फेट लाइन टाकू काटी देले कहले व्हाट इज दिस नॉनसेंस आई एम वेरी बोल्ड आई कैन डू इट नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल so we can manage the stress management depends on the individual. Okay, is it clear? स्ट्रेस कथा बुझिलो कि नहीं आगो अरे मानसिक चाप कथा बुझिलो कि नहीं हेलो
ବୁଝିଲେ sir?
Yes, sir.
ଆଜ୍ଞା sir.
बुझिलो
ଆଜ୍ଞା
मते
sir.
यस कहिलो मुसे हां so how to resolve another is group experiences. Suppose one is afraid of delivering a speech in front of others. There is a stress, nervousness, no confidence, nothing of this kind. So you have to interact with 2 or 3 members. Deliver the speech. Gradually you increase your speech. And finally you will come to give a speech before the audience. प्रथमे जो मैंने नुआ नुआ की चाकरी करथांती टिके नर्वसनेस लागे कॉन्फिडेंस पाएनी सो यू हैव टू इंक्रीज योर कॉन्फिडेंस यू हैव टू शेयर योर इमोशन आइडियाज all these problems with groups as I have told you click जो छोटिया ग्रुप 2-3 जणिया जो ग्रुप अछि very intimate friends तम माने सब करिथिबो जनक बिना जणे रही परिबोनी ह ना नहीं ये सर नो
Yes, sir.
ए क्लिक कथाटा कहली
Yes, sir.
क्लिक इज द मोस्ट ता साथे त हमें सदाबळे ए क्लिक सहित सदाबळे हमें सो ए ग्रुप बा क्लिक we when share our experiences our problems our stress so the stress will be removed the stress will be removed मानसिक चापटा दूरीभूत आस्ते आस्ते हे जीव रहिबो नै हमर जो कोऑपरेटिव लर्निंग जो होउची हमर संग संग पिला माने बसिकरी ताको दे आसुनी अन्न पिला माने पथि दउछन दिस इज कोऑपरेटिव लर्निंग collaborative learning. So nothing is impossible. That is the stress management. The management of interaction process between the levels. So, what is the interaction? Tell me, what is the interaction? What is interaction? Have you not interacted with anybody? Yes or no?
Sir, talking with others, sharing your
Talking
ideas
with
with
others.
others,
Yes, yes. Communicating with others, that is the interaction. The interaction is the
ideas with
best
others.
resource. Yes, the interaction is the best resource, best way to remove our all these things. Action, interaction. ଯାହା ଆମେ କରୁଛେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଅନ୍ୟ ଆଗରେ ପରିପ୍ରକାଶ କରିବା ସେ କେଦୂର ତାକୁ ଆକ୍ସେପ୍ଟ କରୁଛି କେଦୂର ତାକୁ ସେ ରିଜେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ସେଇଥିରୁ ଆମର ଫଲ୍ଟ ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବା ବୁଝିହେଲା ତ ଆମ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ଆମେ ପରଫର୍ମ କରୁଛେ ଆମେ ଭାବୁଛେ ଏଟା ଠିକ ବୋଲି नो डाउट किंतु से केते दूर ठीक अन्य माने कहंतु सो दैट इज इंटरेक्शन कम्युनिकेशन योर फीलिंग योर आइडियाज योर लाइफस्टाइल एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ so that there will be say the management stress will be removed. So inclusion the need of interaction association. So you have to interact with the other members in the industry, in the school, or anywhere for your problems. आम कारखाना चलैला बेले जो वेरियस लेबर सब काम कर सब ऑपरेट कर वेरियस मेसिन्स धरा जो गोटे मेसीन रे कौन डिफेक्ट है से प्रोब्लेम होगा से प्रोब्लेम सी इज अंडर स्ट्रेस सुपरवाइजर आसिले मत गाड़ी दब तेणु से कौन कर तार पाखर थिवा दिए अदर सेक्शन जाए पचार ये केमती हम से कहलु भाई से कह यार ये को एमती करते ठीक सो दी प्रॉब्लम इज सॉल्व्ड so the interaction with association with peer group so that all kinds of problems will be solved control the need of the authority and power and another thing is the conflict may arise when authority or the power of the authority hurt you. At times what happens in front of others if a teacher scolds you what do you feel in front of others if the teacher scolds you what is your feeling do you feel well or do you appreciate the teacher yes or no tell me quick response
No,
I
sir. No,
want
sir.
quick
No,
response
sir.
no ତମକୁ ଯଦି କହିଲା ଆରେ କର୍ଦ୍ଧ ତମ ଦ୍ୱାରା କିଛି ହେଇପାରିବନି ତମ ବଂଶରେ କିଏ ପାଠ ପଢିନଥିଲେ ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଟିଚର ଥାନ୍ତି ସବୁ नो that should not be you should not misuse the power you should not have the authoritarian attitude which hurt the sentiment of the stakeholders in the management so that they भूल ହେଇଗଲା ତ ଠିକ ଅଛି this will be done in this way corrective measures will be taken by the authority ବା ଆଉ ଯେ ଜାଣିଥିବ ତାକୁ କହିବା ଆରେ ଦେଖିଥିଲୁ ଏଟା କଣ ହେଇଛି ଦେଖିଥିଲୁ କଣ what is the problem so the problem is solved so the authority should be conscious about not to control the stakeholders but through persuasion not fault finding but through proper advice that stress will be not there in the stakeholder. Then third is affection. It's the most important aspect. Affection, love, sympathy, etc. All it is called your the emotional aspects. Affection comes under emotional aspect. What does the child wants from the parents? What does the child wants from the parents? Yes.
Love, care,
Love, care, sympathy, affection. नहीं
support.
जदि से आसिला ताको दी a child is reared by the mother and accompanied by the mother to the school. Another child is reared by the that is a maid servant and accompanied by the maid servant. You will find a remarkable difference between the two children. The child who is reared by the maid servant and accompanied by the maid servant to the school, he will develop some complex mechanism against the parents. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ସରାବି ଫିଲ୍ମ ଦେଖିଛ ତମେ ସବୁ? ସରାବି ଫିଲ୍ମ ଅମିତାଭ ବଚ୍ଚନ ଅମିତାଭ ବଚ୍ଚନ ସରାବି ଫିଲ୍ମ ପ୍ରାଣ ତା ଫାଦର ହେଇଛି ଇଜ नो मोर ଦେଖିନ ଭେରି ଗୁଡ୍ ଫିଲ୍ମ ମତେ ଭାରି ଭଲ ଲାଗେ ସେ ଫିଲ୍ମଟା ସେ ଫିଲ୍ମରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ହି ପ୍ରାଣ ଦି ଫାଦର he had much property business he had no time to extend love sympathy affection to the child. But his father wants that he should be engaged in the business, etc., etc. One day, there happened one incident when the father dictated certain terms and conditions to child, the Amitabh Bachchan. He straightly said that you have time for your business and earn money, but you don't have time to extend love and sympathy for your only son. Always he was drinking, habitual drinking, etc. And he was reared by the, what I have told you, that I have forgotten that old man. The servant, Gumasta jaako कहନ୍ତି, ତାର ଦେଲା, because of him I am surviving. So finally he left the house. Oh, this is how the affection plays a great role. It is, you have felt this at your home, in your in any society where you belong. So accordingly you can the you will manage the stress. Then let us come the budgeting and control. For a state, for a country, we make a budget because for productivity. Now, recently, what budget already has passed? Who budget है recently? Recently, who budget है mo? You don't have idea?
8th pay commission.
Hat, 6th pay commission. अरे सेंट्रल बजेट है नहीं वर्तमान निर्मला सीतारमण on 1st of February, that is mandatory.
आगे सर February 1 रे.
And perhaps in 13 or 14 the state budget will the budget means what? The estimated income and expenditure. Yeah, the budget means the estimated income and expenditure. कोउथर सब्सिडी देबे कोउथर सब्सिडी न देबे केते लोकंको टैक्स आसीबो कोन कोन इत्यादि सब जिंस. So the budget should be performance oriented. Always, as I have told you, the productivity oriented, the budget should be performance oriented. Whatever the budget you make, one is The formulation and functions of program of activities given task activities, setting up norms and standard, designing control, evaluation system, designing financial power. Under comes the budget. Format of the performance of the budget. ଛାଡ଼ ତାକୁ ଗୋଟା ହେଉଛି zero based budgeting. Zero based budgeting means the income will be equal to the expenditure. Okay. Total income during the financial year will be equal to the whatever the schemes that you have adopted to the expenditure. That is called zero budget. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ budget ଅଛି deficit budget. When the expenditure is more than income is less, that is called your deficit budget. Surplus budget, when the income is more, expenditure is less, is called surplus budget. Three types of budget. ଆମର ସଦାବେଳେ ଡେଫିସିଟ୍ ବଜେଟ୍ ଚାଲିଛି. ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ଡେଫିସିଟ୍ ଯେତିକି ଥିଲା ତାକୁ କୁହନ୍ତି ଫିସ୍କାଲ ଡେଫିସିଟ୍. ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ କଲ୍ଡ ଫିସ୍କାଲ ଡେଫିସିଟ୍. ଯେତିକି ଇନକମ୍ ଜେନେରେଟ୍ ହୁଏ ଏକ୍ସପେଣ୍ଡିଚର ତା ଅପେକ୍ଷା ଅଧିକା ହେଇଯାଏ. But there is a limit, 4% of the income or 5% of the income, not more than that. If the expenditure will be more than that, there will be problem in the country or in the any management. Then total quality management. Quality, I have told you, what is that concept? What is that concept? I have told you, tell me. Simply, I have told you yesterday. What is quality? Anybody who has remembered? Fitness for the purpose. Again, I repeat, remember the particular statement. Quality is the fitness for the purpose. I have given you example yesterday and you have forgotten. So, the total quality management, let us think of, perceive the school. Go to a school. Enter to the school. You'll find, suppose in a school, there is a garden, there is a plantation, there is a discipline, the teachers are teaching effectively, the headmaster is supervising, and so on and so forth. Can't you say this is total quality management? Can't you say this is total quality management? ସର୍ବାଙ୍ଗ ସୁନ୍ଦର, ଯାହାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ସର୍ବାଙ୍ଗ ସୁନ୍ଦର. ସୁନ୍ଦର ବଗିଚା ଅଛି, ଫୁଲ ଅଛି, ଫଳ ଅଛି, ଲାଟ୍ରିନ୍ ଅଛି, ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ସବୁ ସୁବିଧା ଉପକରଣ ମାନ ଅଛି. ଦେଖୁଥିଲି ଗୋଟେ କୋରାପୁଟରେ in a tribal area, one headmaster has made the school such a way, beautification of the campus. Enter करू करू तमे you will be attracted to the school. Naturally, फूल फल देखले ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ, ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ ଭଲ ହେଇଛି. ଆଉ ପାଠ ମଝିରେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଟିଚର୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କର କେତେ effectiveness ଅଛି. So all the aspect must be good in all respect. That is called total quality management. Similarly, in the factory, the infrastructure and the stakeholders, all the employees and the machines, that is infrastructure, must be updated. Now AI has been introduced. For that 500 crores has been allocated for the AI training to make it qualitative one. Then the work measurement. So how can you measure the work at the primary stage, at the secondary stage, at the higher secondary stage, at the college stage? So different level, there is a yardstick for teacher. For teacher, 24 classes in a week. For college teacher, assistant professor, 16 hours per week. For associate professor and professors, 14 hours in a week. Teaching. In the college, apart from the 14 hours, 16 hours, they should be involved in the research activities, new things, etc. And there is a subjective judgment, and this is called the judgment by the individual. It is not objective. Rule of thumb, standard. It is very difficult to apply these standards universally in a large scale organization. What you think that the organization cannot run accordingly, that is subjective. In an ideal situation, you think that this should be done, this should be done, and so on and so forth. But practically, that is not possible. That is the rule of the thumb. Idealistic view and a practical point of view. You can set certain ideas, principles, rules, etc. That is the rule of the thumb. And practically, that is not possible. And also, the other things are there, you can read. Then let us come to the your unit 3. The management and innovation. What is management? I have told you. What is management? I have told you. Have you not remembered? Management is a process, is a continuous, cooperative, planned process through which there will be increase in productivity to achieve the goal. Clear? The management is a continuous, cooperative, and a planned process involving the stakeholders, the employees, both human resources and material resources, to increase the productivity and to achieve the goal. This is called your management. Then what is innovation? Innovation is the change. Change for worse or better. Innovation is a change in every field. For better or worse. Change may be towards better or towards worse. What is your perception? Yes?
Towards better.
Can you? Towards?
Better.
Yes?
Towards
Better.
better.
Always innovation towards better. Innovation relates to change and to create new things, new ideas, and do more activities so that there will be more productivity and to achieve the desired goal. It is clear? Innovation. Innovation,
Yes,
is
sir.
clear or not? Planned and
Clear, sir.
systematic program for change. Planned and systematic program for change. We have to plan in a systematic way. So, whatever the knowledge that we had Now it is not sufficient for us. Day by day, you have not heard the artificial intelligence some few years ago. Few years ago also you are not well accustomed with digital learning, the computer based assisted learning, the uh, different devices. So far the school education is concerned. Due to the innovation, now you had the concept of operation अरे सर्जिकल ऑपरेशन जान ना हेलो
ଜାଣିଛୁ ସାର୍।
Yes,
ଜାଣିଛ
sir.
robotic operation ଜାଣିଛ robotic operation now we have
Yes,
to
sir,
adopt
ଜାଣିଛି।
it ହଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
robotic
ସାର୍, ଆଜ୍ଞା
operation
ସାର୍।
ହଁ it is more less painful and within few days there will be healing so day by day there is innovation day by day there is innovation and we try to contribute new ideas new techniques technologies and apply the technologies in the teaching learning process ଆଗରୁ ଆମେ ପଢଉଥିଲେ ଗୋଟେ through lecture method ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା learner centered approach lecture centered approach বা teacher centered approach learner centered approach learner was giving more emphasis now it is called learning centered approach
There are
they will
activity
learn
based approach.
by themselves yes activity based approach that is called in one head we can say learning based approach learner based approach teacher based approach learning based approach so through that is cognitive approach 5e model icon model activity methods so why do you prefer the activity method why Oh,
So to
yes
engage the student
yes
in classroom,
yes
the students in the
something you
classroom
remember
and explore the new
hmm.
ideas. Explore the new ideas.
Yes okay four
Student
things
and the teacher
huh.
to construct
Four
the
concepts just I tell you I tell students forget am I right this is lecture method when one speaks something he listens but he forgets then it is not there it is discarded we read we remember when we read the book with concentration we remember something but when you do something we understand remember lecture forgetting reading remembering doing understanding through understanding approach you can go or you can apply the things in your practical life so the innovations has the following components one is the new ideas you know it the new ideas should have application various discoveries invention has have taken place there was time that everybody was afraid of the cancer now it is the time that already the prevention has been invented and once you take the injection there will be no cancer now the state government has planned In every hospital, there will be daycare cancer center and diabetic center. In every hospital, every district hospital, and in the town also, there will be daycare center for the diabetic patient and the cancer patient. So much care has been taken for the education also. There are daycare education center in towns. Those who are working mother, they leave their children there, and when they return from their job, they bring their children from the school and come to their residence. Daycare center. So new ideas, new applications, idea must be reflected in application. Then it will be accepted. Then significant change. What are the significant change? Whether change has been taken place or not, that is to be studied. The innovative ideas, already we have discussed. Characteristic of innovation: new to system of environment as perceived by the individual, better than what is already in existence, a deliberately planned, not haphazard, a contextual to local system or environmental conditions, capable of making unfamiliar to familiar, suitable for achieving the predetermined goal, positive in nature, something which results in the improvement of a system. I have to just consider on two concepts. One is what is existing that is to be changed for better, not for worse. The new ideas should come in place of the old ideas. So there will be fully we cannot leave the old ideas. Certain old ideas has values. That is sustainable development. Always we think of sustainable development. With the existing ideas, some incorporation of new ideas to make the organization more productive, more goal oriented. That is sustainable development. ଯାହା ଆମ ଅଛି ତା ସହିତ ନୂଆକୁ ସମ୍ମିଶ୍ରଣ କରି ଆମେ ଆଗେଇ ଯିବା. The development will sustain, will continue. Sustain ଅର୍ଥ continuing. It is a continuing process, continuous process. Government is a continuous process. Education is a continuous process. Change takes place everywhere. So we should not forget anything. Certain values, like moral values, should we leave it? Punctuality, regularity, honesty. These are the moral values. Can you leave it? There are the existing values.
No, sir.
So that will continue. That will continue. With that, the various activities that we undertake, there must be a change in our activities. And the whatever the activities that we do, that should not be in a haphazard manner. Demon Ravan, you have heard the name of Demon Ravan? Ravan na
Yes.
ଶୁଣିଛ ନା ନାଇଁ? Yes, you have heard.
Yes, sir.
Who killed Ravan? Who killed Ravan?
Lord Rama.
Who killed Ravan? Lord Ram.
Admo.
When he is in the death condition, Rama went to him because Ravan was a great philosopher and a man of wisdom, ପଣ୍ଡିତ ଯାହାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ଥିଲେ. ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କହିଲେ ଯେ ମତେ କିଛି ଶିକ୍ଷା ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. ସେ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା କହିଲେ, ମୁଁ ଭାବିଥିଲି ସ୍ୱର୍ଗକୁ ନିଶୁଣି ବଢେଇବି. ଲ୍ୟାଡର ସ୍ୱର୍ଗକୁ ନିଶୁଣି ମୁଁ ତିଆରି କରିବି କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ କରିପାରିଲି ନାହିଁ। ସେଇଠି ସେ କହିଲେ ଯାହା ଭାବୁଛ ଆଜି ତାକୁ ଆଜି କର, ଯାହା ଆଜି କରିବାର ଅଛି ତାହା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କର, ଯାହା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କରିବାର ଅଛି ତାହା ତତ୍କ୍ଷଣାତ୍ କର। କଥା ମୋର ବୁଝିଲ କି ନାହିଁ? What you think today,
Yes, sir.
do it today. What you think, what you want to do it today, do it immediately. What you do want to do immediately, do it instantly. କରିବି ବୋଲି ସେମିତି 2 ଦିନ କି 3 ଦିନ କି 4 ଦିନ ଚାଲିଯିବ, ତମେ କରିପାରିବନି। Just remember, what you want to do it instantly, so that you can achieve the things in a better way. The version of Ravan is 100% true. Don't leave the work for tomorrow. Today's work must be completed today, instantly. ତତ୍କ୍ଷଣାତ୍ କର, ତାହେଲେ you will feel relaxed. ଯଦି ଆଜି କାମଟା କାଲିକି ରଖିବ, କାଲି କାମଟା ପୁଣି ପରଦିନକୁ ରଖିବ, ତାପର ଦିନ next day, day after tomorrow. So there will be piling of works and you could not come out from the work and you will be under stress. Yes or no? ଯଦି କାମକୁ ତମେ ରଖିଲ ସେମିତି ସଞ୍ଚୟ କରି କଲ ନାହିଁ, ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ଟେନସନରେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ପଡ଼ିବ, ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେସରେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ପଡ଼ିବ, ମାନସିକ ଚାପରେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ପଡ଼ିବ। ଏଥିରେ ଭାବିବାର କିଛି ନାହିଁ। Nobody will escape you, make you free from it. You will not be escaped from stress and strain. So do the work and predetermined goal. Try whatever I have told you, whatever the activities that you undertake, that is the predetermined goal. You trying to achieve the predetermined goal, and always be positive. There are two categories of people. There are some critical in nature, and some are positive in nature. Critical nature କାହାକୁ କହିବା ଆମେ? ଯେ ଅନ୍ୟକୁ ସଦାବେଳେ ସମାଲୋଚନା କରେ, କାହାର ଭଲ କଥାଟା ଦେଖିପାରେ ନା। କ୍ରିଟିକାଲ ଅଫ ଅଦର୍ସ, ସେମିତି ଲୋକ ନାହାନ୍ତି ଦୁନିଆରେ?
ନିଜ
ତମ
ଭୁଲଟାକୁ
ସରାଉଣ୍ଡିଂ
ବି ଅନ୍ୟ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଲଦି ଦଉଥିବେ,
ଲଦି ଦେବେ। They are critical, they are not positive. Always be positive and do positive and help others in a positive manner. ଗୋଟେ ସକାରାତ୍ମକ ଭାବନା ନେଇ ସବୁ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କର। ଏ କାମ ହେଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନେଗେଟିଭ attitude, that is not good. Always be positive. Then factors of innovation, cost. କେତେ କଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, କେତେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେକ୍ସ ନ୍ୟୁ ଆଇଡିଆ ରହିଲା, କେତେ ଭିଜିବିଲିଟି, କେତେ ଡିଭିଜିବିଲିଟି, କେତେ କମ୍ପାଟାବିଲିଟି, ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି କେତେ କମ୍ପାଟେବଲ ଟିଚର୍ସ appointed in the schools, how far they are compatible with new situations, new ideas. ନିଜକୁ ନିଜେ ସେ ତା ସହିତ କେତେ ସେ ନିଜକୁ ଖାପ ଖୁଆଇ ଚାଲୁଛନ୍ତି। କମ୍ଫର୍ଟେବଲ ଅର୍ଥ କ'ଣ? ଖାପ ଖୁଆଇ ଚାଲିବା। There are some teachers, they have some negative thinking, they are not the compatibility and also utility. You have to think of the utility. These are the factors of innovations. Then Education Commission 1964-66, Kothari Commission, I have told you yesterday. He has advocated for common school system and the minimal levels of learning, MALL. Kothari Commission has recommended minimum levels of learning. Oh, I have told you that teacher has the ability to teach and the learner has the ability to learn. Yes or no? The teacher has the ability to teach and the learner has the ability to learn. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What
I have told you, have you heard or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Teacher has the ability to teach and learner has the ability to learn. According to Kothari Commission, The minimum level of learning is possible when 80% students of a particular class will achieve 80% or nearly 80% marks in each subject. Is it clear? 100 ପିଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଶତକଡ଼ା 80 ପିଲା, ଶତକଡ଼ା 80 ପିଲାରୁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ସବଜେକ୍ଟରେ ଶତକଡ଼ା 80 ବା ପାଖାପାଖି 70-80 ଭିତରେ ଯଦି ପିଲା ରଖିଲା ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିବା minimum level of learning they have achieved the minimum levels of learning. Is it clear this point? MLL? MLL, minimum levels of learning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So at the primary level, at the middle class, at the secondary level, there must be the teacher should ensure there should be minimum learning. So more things on the numeracy and literacy at the primary level. And also there is a pre-primary education, preliminary assessment of existing level of learning achievement, the base level learning, the base assessment, that is called your base assessment. Clear? Base level assessment. You cannot say the child's mind is a blank slate. Everything can be put in the mind of the young learners. No. The child has inherited some innate potentiality when he takes birth. How many qualities, both physical and psychological qualities or traits, social and moral, all the traits he has inherited. Due to growth and development, that is strengthened. That is strengthened due to growth and development. Okay? It is clear? It is clear my child's mind is not a blank slate.
Yes.
First concept. He has inherited all the qualities. Kete quality anibo? 50% from the father and mother. Qualities of father and mother. 1/4 from the mother side, from the father side. 1/8 challase up to infinity. 1/16, 1/32, 1/32, and so on up to infinity. In a geometrical progression, the both psychological traits केते ताले जतेला आमे जन्म नउचे, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Am I right? Each chromosome has some genes. Genes are the carrier of traits. How many traits the child has inherited or inherits from the father side or mother side? केते अनुमान हबो केते कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स नै कि आसुची? गोटे पिला पाखरे केते कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स अछि? Could you imagine? What will the percentage? What is the amount? Approximately 25,000. मन रहला? 25,000 different traits the child has inherited when he takes birth. You cannot say he has no knowledge in mathematics, no knowledge in English, no knowledge in science, social science, drama, arts, song, etc., etc., etc. Similarly, there are 25,000 traits that the child has inherited while he takes birth. So, these psychological and physical qualities of the child should be assessed first. That is baseline survey. Then that should be modified keeping in view the MLL, that how can he acquire proficiency in particular subject, 80%. Then initial and a current orientation teachers competency-based teaching. The teaching must be the teacher should develop the competency in different asking the questions, how to behave the children, how to transact the contents, learning materials, how to create a humor in the class, how to motivate the children, how to create interest, and so on and so forth. These are the orientation. Introduction of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So always there will be continuous and comprehensive. Comprehensive vistruta. Continuous kramagata. Their sincerity, regularity, punctuality, way of behavior in the school, outside the school, all these things. Home task କରିକି ଆଣୁଛୁ ନା ନାହିଁ, ଠିକ ଭାବେ ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସ କରୁଛୁ ନା ନାହିଁ, all the things shall be assessed or evaluated continuously. So assessment does not stop at a particular stage. It is a continuous process. So that when in the continuous process is given emphasis, so the formative assessment, that child is in the formative stage. He acquires many things, ideas, knowledge, skills, and so on and so forth. So how much he has learned, how much he needs in a particular subject, that must be given prior importance. Importance should be given on, unless you assess how much he has learned, you cannot give the supplementary materials or the learning materials, so that he will improve gradually. So for that reason, always we have to accept the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, CCE, which is in force in our school, in school system, that is continuous and comprehensive evaluation. After each unit, there should be examination, there should be assessment. In each month, there should be assessment. In
Sir, say
in each 6 months, there should be
chapter
assessment.
formative evaluation.
Formative evaluation, what is?
Sir, say CC रे formative evaluation ଚାରିଟା, summative evaluation ଦିଟା. First formative 1, formative 2, summative 1, formative 3, formative 4, summative 2. ଏତିକି.
So always we have to, ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ତାକୁ ଇଭାଲୁଏସନ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଉଠିଗଲାଣି, ତାକୁ ଆସେସମେଣ୍ଟ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ. Actually, assessment is the broader term. Evaluation is the narrower term. So when assessment is done every aspect. His personality, his interest, his attitude, his punctuality, his regularity, his achievement, and so on and so forth. All these things. So, ଆମେ ସିନା କହୁଛେ formative evaluation, that is actually formative assessment, diagnostic assessment, summative assessment. So, କାହିଁକି formative assessment କହୁଛେ? Child is in the formative stage. ସେଇ formative stage ରେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ତାକୁ ମୋଲ୍ଡ କରିବା, ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ ସେ ଗଢି ହେବ. Using MLL norms and curriculum, textbooks revised. So, teaching learning strategy, that you know, the various teaching learning strategies. ଆଗରୁ କହୁଥିଲା teaching, ତାପରେ କୁହାହେଲା learning, ତାପରେ କୁହାହେଲା କ'ଣ? Teaching learning strategies. The teaching learning strategies should be, ତାର 3ଟା phase. ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ପ୍ରି ଫେଜ୍, ଇଣ୍ଟର ଫେଜ୍ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଫେଜ୍। A teaching learning strategy has 3 phases. Pre phase ଗୋଟେ, inter phase ଗୋଟେ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା post phase. Pre phase ରେ teacher should be well equipped with the learning outcomes. What is the learning outcomes of this topic? And what are the contents are to be delivered for achieve the learning outcomes? What are the learning materials are to be used for the particular topic? What are the strategy are to be developed? Are to be, that is the uh, the teaching phase, pre-phase, then interphase. Interphase, while delivering the learning material to the students, in which way he has to transact the learning materials, according to the students or according to the teacher. The teacher is the facilitator, that you know it. The child learns by himself, and that is activity learning. So the teacher only facilitates the teaching learning in the teaching learning process. He should not detect terms and conditions. Then the language formula in the primary stage up to class 3, there will be one language, local language or modern Indian languages. MIL means con modern Indian language, mother tongue nuhe, modern Indian language. Odia is one of the mother Indian languages. The transaction may be through mother Indian language or through their mother tongue or regional or local language, to make them understand and acquire proficiency in the areas. Then after 3, there should be 2 languages. One is official language that is used other than the local ଆମର ଅଫିସିଆଲ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଓଡ଼ିଆ କୁହାହେଉଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ଇଂଲିଶ ଚାଲିଛି. So in Hindi belt, Hindi and English. Odia and English. And also other language in class 8, 3 languages are to be taught from class 8. So he should have mastery over 3 languages. So the recommendation of Education National Education 1986, that is equality of educational opportunity, Article 16. Article 16 advocates the equality of opportunity. ସମାନର ସୁଯୋଗତା ଯାହାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ, irrespective of caste, creed and color or any sort of deformity, everybody has a right to get the education. He should not be deprived of education. That is educational opportunity. Then there is equity. Equity means both boys and girls are to be treated equally. There should not be discrimination between boys and girls in the educational institution. In the past, people had the belief that the girls are meant for the marriage and to rear the child and to be involved in cooking. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. But now,
Yes, sir.
but now, this has been changed. This concept has been changed. In certain cases, in certain areas, the girls excels the boys. They are also engaged in the army and army officers, commandant, and so on and so forth. Previously, there was no provision for the girls to be engaged in the army, get employment. But that Supreme Court 4 years ago, I think, or 4 or 5 years ago, gave a landmark judgment that ladies should be allowed to hold the officer post in the army. And accordingly, in naval and in the army and the airway, in 3 sectors, the ladies are appointed and also they are uh, the officers, both lower level and higher level, they are working. So 10 plus 2 plus 3, that is prevailing, that you know it. The language, modern mathematics, science, social science, moral education, physical education, craft and trade, academic stream, vocational stream, operational blackboard. What is operational blackboard? That means, irrespective of students up to class 3, there must be 2 teachers in a school. Up to class 5, maybe less number of students, there must be 3 or 4 teachers. That is a blackboard operation. So that effective learning will take place. And the distance education, you are now the students of distance education. So through distance education, so many subjects are taught through distance education. That is virtual learning. That is called your virtual learning, not classroom learning. Then we use technology in every aspects of education, moral and religious education, continuous evaluation, state national board of education to other major concerns. All these things, that very easy things that you. Then Ramamurthy committee in the 1990, that he emphasized on women education and a link between early childhood care education, ECCE, early childhood and childhood care education. ଆଉ ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ, ଇଂଲିଶ ମିଡିୟମରେ ତାକୁ କିଣ୍ଡରଗାର୍ଟେନ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ, that is ECC. Link between the for formal schools, child care program, common school program, vocational training, in-service training program, education for backward classes, recommendation of neighborhood schools. What is that concept? Neighborhood school. Can you say? Neighborhood school. The concept of neighborhood school. Suppose in a particular area the school is located. All the habitants within a particular radius are bound to read in that particular school. Maybe the sons and the daughters of IS, OS, or any rich people, they are bound to reach read in the school. That is called neighborhood school. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ? Neighborhood school ଟା ବୁଝିପାରିଲ କି? Nowadays, those who have money, they send their children to the different costly schools like Sai International, Kids International, ODM schools, like and various English medium schools, all the English medium schools. But that is not the concept. The concept is when the people around the school, some rich fellows, IS people, OS people are residing, when their children will read in the school, they will have concern about the school. There will be improvement in the school. That is the idea. You cannot deny this. But nowadays that is free. ଯେ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଯୋଉଠି ପଢିଲା। ତେଣୁ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଡେଟୋରିଏସନର ମୂଳ କାରଣ ହେଉଛି ସେଇଟା। ଯଦି ନେବରହୁଡ ସ୍କୁଲ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସ ଥରେ କରିଦେବେ ତାହେଲେ ଦେଖିବ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ସ୍କୁଲ ଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ଡେଭଲପ କରିଯିବ। ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ one I may cite. I have heard the name of Vijay Patnaik, who was the former chief secretary of Odisha. ଶୁଣିଛ ନା ଏଟା?
Yes.
ଶୁଣିନ? ଶୁଣିଛ?
Yes.
Have you heard? Vijay Patnaik.
No,
When
sir.
Vijay Patnaik was the chief secretary, her daughter was pursuing the study in BJB college, BJB Autonomous College. Okay? And he allotted so much of funds to the BJB college, separate building, separate disciplines, and in all respect, the college was developed. Why? Because of the neighborhood school. Because he was residing and his daughter was reading there, so he had concern about the college and he recommended for the qualitative improvement of the college, the infrastructure, then instructional, dita quality ta amar ghar dara library amko samko hela infrastructure. Those who have seen the BJP college few years ago, now if you go to the BJP college, it's completely transformation, complete परिवर्तन ହେଇଯାଇଛି ପୁରା, except the science block. Science block ଯାହା ଥିଲା ସେୟା ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ arts block ଗୁଡା ସବୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ department ରେ। Similarly, you will see the Ramadevi University. You'll find the infrastructure is very attractive and very good, and so much care is taken for that, for women education. So autonomy, participation, decentralization. The GAL committee, another committee, he suggested the autonomy of the college. They will conduct the examination and that all academic things shall be done by the college. That is autonomous. And the fund will be allocated by the state government. And there will be participation, effective participation. And there will be decentralization. You know, centralization, decentralization. In China, there is centralization of power. What the president says, that is final. But in India, there is a decentralization, ବିକେନ୍ଦ୍ରୀକରଣ। ଶିକ୍ଷାଦାନକୁ ସୁବିଧା ପାଇଁ ଆମର ବିକେନ୍ଦ୍ରୀକରଣ
Yes, sir.
କରାଯାଇଛି। Accountability. Accountability is the most important thing. Once people get the service, they think that their service is secured. They may work or they may not work. Doesn't matter. But that should not be. There should be accountability. ଉତ୍ତରଦାୟିତ୍ୱ, ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଯାହାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ଉତ୍ତରଦାୟିତ୍ୱ। ମୁଁ ଏଇ କାମ ପାଇଁ ଦାୟୀ, ଏହା ନହେଲେ ମୋର ଇନକ୍ରିମେଣ୍ଟ ବନ୍ଦ ହବ। In private schools or English medium schools, if you don't work your service, you will be no more there tomorrow. That is accountability. That is called accountability. So accountability should be maintained unless we have developed such mentality that unless there is accountability, proper accountability, so we are not encouraged to work. Then a planning and a monitoring, proper planning. That's why the scheme of work, ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କିମ୍ କରାଯାଏ, वर्ष जाका कौन पढ़ा हब गोटे विषय तापरे केते को यूनिट केते पीरियड नवा कथा तापर प्रतिदिन लेसन नोट प्रतिदिन केते को कौन को कांसेप्ट पर पढ़ेला आज यस दैट शुड बी मेंटेन्ड दैट शुड बी सुपरवाइज्ड बाय द हेड ऑफ द ऑफिस हेडमास्टर एंड दैट सर्व शिक्षा अभियान जा व्हाट आई हैव टोल्ड सभी पढ़ंतु सभी शिखंतु या तो एजुकेशन फॉर ऑल सर्व शिक्षा
सभी
अभियान
पढ़ंतु सभी बढ़ंतु
बढ़ंतु ना सभी जानंतु
सर सभी
पहला सभी
पढ़ंतु
बढ़ंतु
सभी
से एका
पढ़ंतु
कथा तेणु एजुकेशन शुड बी फॉर ऑल किए आगु आरंभ करथिले काली कहितली किए आगु आरंभ करथिले 2002 रे आरंभ होला किए करथिले भूली जाउछ अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी
अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी अटल
हाँ काली मैं कहितली तुमको तुम तो भूली जाउछ सो इन सर्व शिक्षा अभियान all are to go to the school ସେଥିରେ କ'ଣ ହବା ଦରକାର ନା the school atmosphere must be enjoyable pleasurable through which the children are attracted to the school. There are two factors. We push the children, we pull the children. The teacher can push the children to the society and he can pull the children from the society to the push. He can push. भल न पड़ता भल लगे से पढ़ेला छाड़ी ड्रप आउट होगला और पुल कले मोटिवेट होगी आसी पाठ पढ़ला वी कैन पुश और अ पुल कोटा ठीक बोली भावुच विल पुश और पुल विल पुश
पुल
push the children pull the children to the from the society not pull the children to the society so the DPP also was launched when Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister. DPP program that was the innovative idea 1986 policy and all the SSA that has been you can go through it. Then Jaspal committee that has been also then a knowledge commission that was also the knowledge commission was the contribution of whom? Rajiv Gandhi. Sam Pitroda was the member and prime minister was the chairman of the knowledge commission. So all the staffs are there. So how and what are the knowledge are required for the students that to be stored. We are always also thinking, in my perception, you may appreciate or not, there must be a question bank for each class. And out of the question bank, the questions are to be set in the examination so that the students can, they more or less will be free from stresses. Am I right or wrong? What is your perception? What is your opinion regarding this?
Right, sir.
Question bank. There must be a question bank. There are 400 questions. What a question bank रहिला एइथरु प्रश्न पड़िबो ऑब्जेक्टिव हो सब्जेक्टिव हो सब तो से अनुसार पिला प्रिपेयर कर देला ତେଣୁ ସେ ସାଇକୋଲୋଜିକାଲି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ ଫିୟର ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ ଫୋବିଆ ତା ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ରହିଲା ନାହିଁ। So he will not be under stress and strain. So with this much, let us end this session. Let us wait for tomorrow at 5 p.m. So let us wind up this session now. Thank you very much for the patient hearing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, ମୋର ଗୋଟେ
କୁହନ୍ତୁ question.
ସିନୋପସିସ୍ ଆଉ ପ୍ରପୋଜାଲ ବିଷୟରେ ମାନେ ଏମିତି ଟିକେ ପଚାରିବାର ଥିଲା ଅଲଗା ଟପିକ ବିଷୟରେ।
Synopsis and proposal ଏଇ କମ ସମୟ ଭିତରେ କହିହବନି। It requires whole session.
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ମାନେ ଟିକେ ଖାଲି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲା
ହଁ
ଯେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ସିନୋପସିସ୍ ଆମେ ଲେଖିଲୁ ତ ତାପରେ ଆମକୁ ଆସିଲା ଏପ୍ରୁଭାଲ ଆସିଲା
ହଁ
ତାପରେ ଆମେ ଥିସିସ୍ ବନେଇବୁ ଏବେ।
ବେଶୀ ବନେଇବ।
ହଁ ତ ଥିସିସ୍ ବନେଇବାର ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍ ଯେବେ ମୁଁ ଯେହେତୁ ଜୁଲାଇ ସେସନ ପିଲା ତ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ
ଦେଇପାରିବ
ଆସିବ
ଏବେ ଯେବେ ସରିବ ଦେଇପାରିବ ସେ ତୁମର ଗାଇଡିଙ୍କ ଦସ୍ତଖତ ସହିତ ଦେଇପାରିବ।
ଯଦି ମୁଁ ସବମିଟ ନ କରିପାରିଲି ଜୁଲାଇ ସେସନରେ ଡିସେମ୍ବର ସେସନରେ ମୁଁ
ହଁ
ସବମିଟ
ହଁ
କରିପାରିବି।
ହଁ ହଁ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ନୋ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ।
ତ ସେ
That is
ଡିସେମ୍ବର
absolute.
ସେସନରେ ଭାଇବା ଯୋଉ ହବ
ହଁ
ସେଇ ଭାଇବାରେ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ ନ କରିପାରିଲି
କେମିତି?
ନେକ୍ସଟ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଜୁଲାଇ ସେସନରେ ଭାଇବା ହେଲେ ମୋ ନେମ୍ ଆସିବ ନା?
ହଁ ଲେସନ ଭାଇବା ହେଲେ ନାମ ଆସିବ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ। ତମକୁ ଯିବ କଲ୍ ଲେଟର।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଯଦି ମୁଁ ନ ଦେଇ ପାରିଲି ଥିସିସ୍
ତାପରେ
ସବମିଟ କରିଦେବି
ନେକ୍ସଟ
କିନ୍ତୁ
ସେସନ
ଯଦି ନେକ୍ସଟ ସେସନରେ ସେମ୍ ଥିସିସ୍ ରେ ମତେ ଭାଇବା
ହଁ
ଦେବେ
ହଁ
ନା
ସେମ୍
ପୁଣି ଆଉ
ସେମ୍
ଥରେ ମତେ ବନେଇବା ପାଇଁ ପଡିବ?
thesis is same. There is no change.
ଓକେ
sir.
ନେମ୍ ତେଣୁ ମତେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ବି ଆସିପାରିବ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ନ ଦେଇ ପାରିଲି ତାହେଲେ ନେକ୍ସଟ
ହଁ ହଁ
ସେସନରେ ପୁଣି ଆସିବ
ହଁ
ନେମ୍।
କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ।
Sir, excuse me.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
ଓକେ
Sir, excuse me. Sir,
ହଁ
sir କୋଉ ଟପିକ ଟା ପଢଉଥିଲେ?
ଆରେ ମୁଁ ପଢୁଥିଲି ପରା ତମର କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଟା ପଢୁ କଣ ସେଟା ସେ
Management of innovation.
ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଇନୋଭେସନ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେସ୍
ଆଚ୍ଛା
and
ତାହେଲେ
the recommendation of different
ସରିଗଲା sir?
commissions etc. all these things that is
ଆଜ୍ଞା
unit 5
ଆଜ୍ଞା sir.
ରେ ପଢୁଥିଲି ମୁଁ।
sir ୟୁନିଟ୍ 5 ତାହେଲେ ସରିଗଲା?
यूनिट 5 ସରିଗଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି।
Thank you very much. Let us wind up the session.